Welcome to our video on heartbreaking cheating stories that will leave you speechless. Infidelity is a painful experience that can shatter your trust and leave you feeling like your world has been turned upside down. In this video, we will share with you some of the most gut-wrenching cheating stories shared by people on Reddit. Our first story is from Throw RA Lost Fool. I, 23F, made a mistake with my first love, 24M. It's been years since we broke up, but my first love still has that effect on me. He has a girlfriend now of about 2 years, and I also have a boyfriend of nearly 3 years. Our lovers were basically our second relationships, as we were each other's firsts. He was my first love, my first everything in almost all aspects, except sex, as it was a long-term one. We were high school sweethearts, started dating at the age of 13/14 and broke up when we were in college at 18/19 of a year old. Since it was my first relationship, it was mostly rainbows and butterflies. It was silly, fun, good, crazy, wild, adventurous, all the good stuff. But I was the one who broke up with him. Being really immature to think back then and chose to just give up. As I wasn't strong-willed enough to be able to sustain the dynamics of a long-distance relationship. We were in different universities, so we didn't see each other often. No third party nor cheating involved, it was just an innocent relationship that neither of us knew how to manage properly and maturely. My ex and I have the same friend group, from high school. And this friend group is a really closely knit one, that not a year goes by without us planning our schedules to get on a trip somewhere. Just so we can be together. Ever since the breakup, I, of course, see my ex every time we have get-togethers, and we are acting casually with each other, just like how we act around with our other friends. Although, admittedly, every time I see him, there's just really that feeling of something tugging in your chest, and so I thought that it's probably just normal, given the history. My heart still sinks every time I see or think of him, of what went wrong with us, of what it was like, of what it could have been. However, I felt like all this time, we never really had the closure since I broke up with him over text. Very improper, I know, and we weren't able to talk about it in person. Despite us seeing each other in these get-togethers, the issue about us was just never brought up. Recently, we again went on one of these trips after almost a year of not seeing each other. I really meant to prepare to talk to him, just so I could properly apologize for what happened to us and for us to have what we probably need to put our past behind us, closure. And so, we talked. He told me that he actually blames himself why our relationship turned south back then, that he was also not mature enough to fight for us. So basically, our conversation revolved around the thoughts of us being regretful, that we could have done better back then if only we had the same mature mindsets as we have now. He admitted that he also thinks about the what-ifs. And the could-haves all the time, which he said that this crippling thought about me makes him feel guilty. As he's already in a relationship. But he just can never push it away. He also mentioned that he never really gotten over me, that even though he's in a relationship, I'm just really different and hard to forget, that he knows that deep down, he will always have this love for me. We talked for about 3 hours, kind of under the influence of alcohol. Long story short, it ended up with us making out. Nothing was forced, both consensual. He might have initiated the kiss, but I also willingly responded. Alcohol's not the reason. As I might have been tipsy, but I could still think back then. It was clearly a mistake that both of us agreed to take part in. I have never cheated on my partner, neither did he. I just couldn't understand why we chose to and why we thought that it was worth throwing everything away. He even suggested doing it again, some other time in some other place, and I was also about to agree. But after like 30 minutes of making out, I asked him, "Now, what's going to happen?" And it was like realization hit him immediately. He'd been saying that it shouldn't have happened, that we should just forget everything and act like how we were before. As friends. I also felt really bad and really low, a mixture of confusion, guilt, and sadness that I just cried in front of him. I told him that I felt used, that he maybe just did that to test his feelings, to which he denied. He told me that he just acknowledged that it was a mistake, but he still willingly did it because he really wanted to. But it still boils down to the fact that it was a mistake, regardless of the feelings we have. Now, I don't know what to do. What happened to us will just further solidify our not being able to get over your first love issues. I feel like utter trash, as my partner doesn't deserve it, and neither does his partner. I've just been crying non-stop that my heart feels really heavy. I don't know where to go from here. I know most of you will judge me as nothing excuses cheating, but I just wanted to pour my heart out here. I'm sorry. TLDR. I talked to my first love for supposed closure of our 5-year relationship, but it ended up with us making out. I don't know what to do. This next story is from RD Fuller 1980. Is my GF cheating with her ex? So, my girlfriend, 26F, and I, 42M, have been dating for 9 months. She has kept in constant contact with her ex, which has been a point of contention. So, I had to go out of town for work for 14 days. On day 3, she invited her ex over. She says it's only to say goodbye because he's moving out of state. She tried to hide it from me, but I found out when going through Ring doorbell footage when she came to see me. She says he was only there for 10 minutes and never came into the house. However, I was on the phone with her when he got there, and she said she had to get off to feed the dogs and didn't talk to me again for over 2 hours. Opinions, please? This next story is from ThrowRACRFFWW5. Is kissing someone else worth the trouble of confessing? After 5 years of marriage, I was unfaithful to my wife. I went out with friends, and I ended up making out with one of my friends. We were sober, so there are no excuses. However, I won't do it again. I've decided I won't continue hanging out with this person. With that being said, is it worth the trouble of confessing to my wife? This next story is from fabulous_ad_4490. Guy cheats on a girl that he's been with for 5 years. My ex cheated on me with a girl he met on Tinder. He said they didn't do anything sexual, but I don't believe him. I caught him in the kitchen, and he left his phone in our room. We were together for 5 years, and I had a gut feeling he was cheating on me before, but he denied it. He has a history of sleeping with other women, having friends with benefits, and one-night stands before we started dating. He said he changed, so I gave him a chance and we started a relationship. When I confronted him about what I saw in his phone, he begged for me to stay with him. He said it was a mistake, and that he would never do it again. But I said I'm never going back to a cheater. He made a conscious decision to cheat. He was sober and drove to this girl's house. Was it a good thing that I left him and never gave him a chance? This next story is from typical length 5214. I'm suspicious that my mom has cheated on my dad. Hi guys, I'm an anonymous person. I think that my mom has cheated on my dad. It's not good to think of my mom like that, but every time she says to me, find a girl and marry her, I say to her, no, because she'll cheat on me. And she always says, I didn't cheat on your dad. I have been only with your dad. My instinct doesn't trust her, not even a little bit. This next story is from ThrowRA2078. No sign on social media. No sign on social media. I had the urge to check his social media, and on the 2 that I know of, he's deleted traces of me. He kept 2 pictures with me in it. One where my face is hidden by a menu and the second shows a little of my shirt but not my face. I'm fuming when I should be sleeping. He even took off the picture of me kissing his cheek, and he captioned the picture, "Is it true love?" with question marks. If I didn't want to make money, I'd monitor him at his job, then tell him off in front of everyone, especially mentioning his mini penis. The other he has is single, with pictures of me but from years ago. He had the nerve to tell me he did that because his toxic family told him to put single.
I hope you liked the video so far. Make sure to check my #1 secret for healthy weight loss by clicking the link in the description.
This next story is from Separate Investment 24. 4 years together and still seeking external validation. Is this an excuse? I've done plenty of exploration on attachment and childhood issues. These are 100% factors. But will it stop? What will it take? Found out 6 months ago that my boyfriend, 38 per meter, had physical intimacy with women in our first 2 years together. Since then, there have been multiple occasions of texts with other women. We have a home and dogs. His side. I'm negative, I put him down, he seeks validation and positivity outside. He has low self-esteem, low confidence, and abandonment issues. Me, 34F, is no cakewalk of a partner and can admit. And I am working on this. I have not cheated. I have been begging for sex and intimacy. Where we are today, living apart. No sex, not even a makeout, 3/4 of a year together. Unable to have a conversation about anything substantive. Resentment. Is there hope? JNH daughter commented. What the hell? Seriously, hun, why are you wasting your time? He's almost damn 40, and he couldn't be a goddamn adult and tell you with words he's not happy, and you all need to end this and do on your separate ways. Why would you even want to stay or be with someone who is a disrespectful off? Instead of this person taking the time and fixing himself before getting into a relationship, he decides to be in a relationship then cheat, then turn it around on you? Why do you want someone like that? Seriously. He didn't love you, he doesn't respect you, he doesn't care if you hurt. Where do you see this working out? Furthermore, why the hell would you want to? Is it because you're in your 30s and don't think you can get better, or because you're too lazy to be single and work on yourself, get healed, then find your real person? Go ahead and keep wasting time and energy on a relationship that's going nowhere with someone who doesn't care about you. Regret is worse than loneliness sometimes. Wellman81 commented. Your relationship ran its course, and you're beating a dead horse at this point. You tried, it failed, so it's best to officially end the relationship and move on to new partners. Especially ones that don't cheat on you. Bite Me 717 commented. Problems in the marriage are different than his problem with cheating. Cheating wasn't one of the problems in the marriage when your marriage began. He's the problem in your marriage. He's a liar and a cheater who has to blame you for him being a punk. It makes him feel manly to blame you. Otherwise, he is just another lying, cheating, backstabbing coward who is a morally bankrupt punk. Set him free and start living your life. He has wasted enough of your time. UIC 9950 commented. Do you do the things that you said he does? Because if you do, then I'm not surprised about the cheating. If you constantly put your partner down, they will seek some validation somewhere else. However, you're seeking intimacy, you want sex, you want kissing. These are fundamentals of a relationship. If he's not giving you those things, then you don't need any other reason to seek external validation. To be honest, it sounds like the relationship is done. Seek to be more positive and find somebody that actually wants to be intimate with you. The Xbox Junkie 75 commented. Everything in the description of their relationship was negative. She breezed over, not a walk in the park, but gave us no idea of what that meant. She literally could be physically and mentally abusive to the guy. I'm definitely not defending the cheater because he should have left if he was unhappy. But I'd like an explanation of what she has done in the relationship that was bad, wrong. Again, nothing justifies cheating, but I'd like to know. Over all the things commented. If continuing in the same manner as you're both doing now, then there's zero hope, and the sooner you break up and stop wasting each other's time, the better. However, if you're so can agree to both individual and couples therapy to work through his own issues. That keep him looking outside the relationship. As well as tackling the problems you two face, and you actually make all over progress, then you two have a shot. I will say that it already sounds like he's checked out of the relationship. Throw RA Lover 21. Could he be cheating with coworkers? My boyfriend called me when he got off work to discuss how his day went. As we were talking, I could hear people and assumed he was in the lounge or sitting outside. A girl walks up and asks him if he's talking to his sister. I can't hear anything for a minute, then the girl goes on talking to him before she walks off. I ask him where he's at and at first he says sitting, then I ask where at and he says his car. I ask him if the windows are down, and he says no, but I don't believe him. The girl was not shouting to be heard and was talking directly to him. I already have suspicions of him, and some suspicions involve a coworker of his. Now I have a bad taste in my mouth. Small edit. I'll make him video chat from here on out. Winterfront 1431 commented. I'd say so too, I'm sorry. Have you checked his phone for anything? Me personally would show up to his work when he's supposed to get off and see what he's up to. But it's really up to you. Very rarely is your gut wrong. Throw RA Lover 21 commented. I wanted to check his phone, but I feel like he got a feeling that I wanted to and delete and hide stuff because he keeps leaving his phone by me and doing things. I would love to do pop-ups, but he works at a new job that's 24 minutes away. Winterfront 1431 commented. Yeah, you could be right about the phone, so the only thing would be to turn up at his work when he finishes and sit somewhere. So you can watch him from a distance. If you see him with a female coworker, walk up to them and straight away introduce yourself as his girlfriend, see how they react. In the meantime, don't sleep with him in case of STI or something. I'm so sorry you're going through this. It makes you feel crazy, I know, been through it myself, but knowing he would be extra careful with his phone now, going to his job would be the only way. Unless you just point blank say, I can't shake this feeling that you're cheating, and I can't be in a relationship of uncertainty. Why would she say, is that your sister? My guess would be she saw your name pop up. And he told her you're his sister. Cheating can be a devastating experience and leaves lasting scars. These stories show how much pain and heartbreak can come from infidelity. I hope that by sharing these stories, we can raise awareness about the impact that cheating can have on people's lives. Remember, if you or someone you know is going through a difficult time because of cheating, there is help available. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. And make sure to check one of these videos.
And if you want to receive a free sketch of your soulmate, click the link in the description now.